So there are a lot of words that we tend to throw around and use often that we don't necessarily use the right way. One of such words is open-mindedness. Now, usually when someone uses the word open-mindedness, they use it in a negative sense, like, oh, you're just not being open-minded. For example, if someone's in an argument and they just get flustered, they'll say, oh, you're just not being open-minded. And so, in that sense, what they're saying is, because you don't agree with what I have to say or what my belief is and what my perspective is, you're not being open-minded. But wouldn't that also make you not open-minded because you're not accepting the other person's point of view and their belief? So you have this kind of self-referential definition where essentially what you'll have is no one's being open-minded because everyone has disagreements. We don't all think the same way. And so what we really have is conformity and no one having an open mind. And so the real definition of open-mindedness is being able to see things from the other person's perspective, being able to acknowledge their belief, acknowledge their perspective and their point of view, respect that person, even though you don't necessarily agree with their point of view or their ideology. And that's probably the most important aspect, is that it is possible to not agree or not condone something that someone says or does and still be open-minded about it. And I think that's where many people get mixed up with this definition. They feel like if you don't agree with me, you aren't being open-minded. But the reality is, I could disagree with you and still be open-minded and still respect your point of view and still relate to you. They aren't antonyms, okay? And so next time you see someone use the word open-minded or even use it yourself, just think about the definition or the way you're using the word. And are you using it in a sense of, I want you to agree with me, therefore you're not being open-minded? Or think about, is that person actually trying to relate to you? Is that person actually trying to see it from your point of view and your perspective and trying to actually care? Or are they just simply trying to force their belief upon you and try to get you to believe what they believe simply because, they actually aren't being open-minded? And so, that'll just be two things. Don't force your belief on someone else. You could talk to them, discuss it, have a sophisticated conversation, but don't just simply ignore what they have to say to get them to try to believe what you believe and accept what you accept. That's not being open-minded at all. And that goes for both the religious folks and the non-religious folks. So, respect one another, despite our differences in beliefs. You could disagree with the beliefs, but still respect the person. It is very possible. And that's what it essentially means to be an open-minded individual. So, just, be careful with the way we use words. Anyway, think about these things.